So I added butter in my bowl and the sugar that I wanted to use for this, I did not add all of them because I wanted to use the sugar to beat my eggs. So I'm creaming my sugar and my butter, and most of the times this thing sticks on the whisk. But what I love to use in making this very easy for me is just vegetable oil. Okay, so once you add your vegetable oil inside your butter and your sugar mixture, it's just going to help it to melt very easily and help it you to cream it so fast. So this is just the fastest process that I cream my butter and sugar. That's adding vegetable oil to the two mixtures, and that's it in just a jiffy. So once it doubles in size, you keep it aside. Then this is what I used instead of the flour. What I'm removing is the fruits that I added to this because I wanted to use this for granola, but I realized that I did not have much honey to mix it with, so I removed part of it. So that's what I'm using for this cake. So I added my cinnamon powder and baking powder inside this oat. I did not grind it, so just know that I didn't grind it. I see some videos grinding their oats, but I prefer it this way, and I mixed it all of them to incorporate very nicely, like I'm doing. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So this was the granola that I wanted to use this oat to make. I added a little bit of it because it gives it this beautiful color and this, chunks inside the cake that I love whenever I'm eating this oat cake. Okay, so I used 3 eggs for the 2 cups of oats that I'm making. Okay, so I cracked in my eggs inside another bowl. All right, so because there was no light at home, I had to use this manual hand mixer. But it just gives you everything that you want. So I'm not complaining because it was really fast. All I wanted to do was just to bring out some bubbles from the eggs. Okay, so when I did this, I beat this egg for a little while before adding my sugar inside this. Like I said in the beginning, that I just wanted to use part of the sugar to cream my butter, and because I wanted to use the rest of the sugar to, beat my eggs. So this is practically the eggs that I'm beating with the sugar right now. So once I'm done beating this with the sugar, I add a little bit of oil. Well, you can decide to skip the oil part here, but I just wanted this to be very dense and soft because you know that oil, that's a very good one, makes it very dense and soft. All right, so I mixed it all over again and voila, that's it. So I kept it aside and brought back my butter and my sugar mixture, and I added part of the egg mixture inside of this because this was the moment when I'm supposed to start adding the oat. Okay, so I just turned it to incorporate a little bit so that it's going to hold the oat together. So I added part of the oats inside this and I turned it very well as well. So the next thing that I did was to add my milk to this. This milk is going to help it to release the stiffness of the butter, and that is just going to add a more taste and flavor to this cake as well, and that. So after adding the milk, I completed the remaining oat by adding it to this bowl, and I turned it. Then the last thing was to add the milk so that it's just going to loosen everything up and make the cake to become very soft, supple, and the rest of that. I'm telling you. So that's it. So once it was done, now I added the rest of the egg mixture to this because this egg mixture is going to help it to be very fluffy inside. Everybody loves a fluffy cake. Who doesn't love that? I love that. So I turned it the last time, okay? So I brought up my pan. Okay, I used a brown paper to cover this because I don't have a white parchment paper, so I made use of this. So I rubbed my oil on it, and I started, pouring my cake batter inside of this. All right. And I use the skewer to make sure that it removes every bubbles that was trapped inside this, cake oat. Should I say that? So I tapped it twice and put in the oven for 45 minutes. I put my skewer inside of it. I made sure that nothing comes, stick to the skewer. And I knew that the cake was done. And this is, the cutting of the cake. And this cake was really absolutely soft, good, and that's everything you want. If you don't want to use flour in making your cake, you can substitute this with with oats, and you're just gonna have the best meal that is filled with nutrients, fiber, and goodness. It was very soft and really delicious. Thank you for watching.